Greetings, brothers and sisters. Welcome to another wedding session of Reconstructing Minds. My name is Shantario, aka Brother Midnight. Um, Yesterday, we began our series of teachings on dysfunction in the family, and I want to continue with part two of that series because we're going to get a little more in depth as we touch on this subject that is a very serious subject to many, but most of all, you know, it gives us an opportunity, as my brother Fee Taylor would say, on positive lifestyle management to clear the smoke. Um, the family dynamic, you see the deterioration of love between husband and wife, brother and sister, mother and father. Uh, Family dynamic has continued to deteriorate over time. We see how the dynamic of death, incarceration, and recidivism has played a critical role in the dysfunction of the home. You know, I want to talk about uh, those of us who have dealt with drug addiction and how drug addiction has torn relationships with family members, burning bridges with your family, with people who love you the most. All these things play a critical role in how we view life and how we face life on life terms. Um, you know, um, I witnessed in my lifetime a lot of, excuse me, family, friends, and loved ones who have lost one or both parents to drug abuse, alcoholism, and all these different things that play a critical role in our lives. I can remember in the early 80s when the crack epidemic first hit and freebasing was at an all time high. The heroin, going all the way back to the 70s, 60s, heroin was real big where it wasn't diluted with what we have today, known as fentanyl. Fentanyl is a very addictive substance, 100 times more than morphine, and uh, we see how drugs and alcoholism plays a critical role in the dysfunction of the family. Um, there's just all sorts of things. Uh, People have to realize that addiction does not begin with the use, but it begins within the mind. Once the dopamine is released into the brain, especially the prefrontal cortex of the brain, um, that pushes a person into animalistic behavior where it becomes that the prefrontal cortex, which is known as the maestro of the brain, uh, no longer functions as it should, and the midbrain takes over, and a person is pushed into survival mode. Um, there are so many different things that we can talk about. As I mentioned yesterday, people have dealt with rape, molestation, verbal abuse. Uh, all these different things play a role in our lives. But what's most important is, there's room for change, and that's what growth and development is all about. Ever evolving and growing process that we all have to go through. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Love, honor, and respect to the leadership. Love, honor, and respect to the divine visions of the leadership. May the master of the vision be praised and honored.